With Bonnie Hyde Real Estate. So quickly, let's talk about this. Do you need a realtor? Can you go directly to the listing agent without hiring your own buyer's representation? Or if you are using a buyer's agent, should you use your aunt, who is a realtor? Let's talk about this. So for those who don't know, I used to be a tax accountant and I used to process hundreds of tax returns every year when it comes to tax season. And I get this question all the time when people ask me, well, I can file online by myself and I'll pay $50 to one of those online providers and my taxes is done. It's just a series of questions. I just have to do the interview and it's super easy. Why do I need to pay you, $500 to do my taxes? And, for businesses, why am I paying thousands of dollars to pay a CPA? This just doesn't make any sense, right? So let's talk about it. Does it make sense? So I will tell you some stories where I've had clients who, paid $49.99 online and filed their taxes. And then when I got their tax return to double check and that they had missed a $3,000 tax credit, and we refile it, we charge them a couple $100, and then they wind up getting $3,000 from spending, $200. Whereas the same thing, you are trying to save $2 and then you wind up missing thousands of dollars over here. So same thing as a real estate agent. You can definitely hire your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt as your realtor, but please do me a favor and do yourself a favor and just make sure if your aunt or your friend is a practicing active agent who has the market knowledge and updated tax knowledge on top of, your financial planning, to guide you properly and make sure you are getting the best deal. And also when it comes to contracts, I want you to know that real estate law and contract changes constantly. And I cannot tell you how many times I've had agents complain to me, people who are part-time or just do not really understand contracts that, oh my God, these new contracts, I don't know what to do with them. Think about that. If you are thinking you're doing your friend a favor by hiring them as your real estate agent, and yet they are representing you and they have no clue how the new contracts are working, think about the amount of money that you will be paying later, okay? One personal story is 10 years ago, I adopted a Clarence puppy thinking, oh, it's a puppy. I will love it the same no matter if I paid $3,000 for it or if it was a free puppy. And I paid $49.99 for my puppy. And what happened in the next 10 years was that I spent, thousands of dollars for puppy training classes because of the emotional support that it needed and, training. And then I wind up he destroyed my couch, he destroys my carpet and peed on my floor so many times that I had to replace my flooring. So after I think a decade, and if I really want to calculate how much money I put into my Clarence puppy, I want to tell you it was well over $15,000. So my $49.99 puppy story, if that doesn't tell you anything, I don't know what will. So anyway, sometimes we're trying to save a couple bucks and it winds up costing us tens of thousands. So let that be a cautionary tale, and it's definitely coming from my heart. If you have any questions about the market or how the math works or how financing works, I'm not a loan officer, but I do have over almost 2 decades of tax and financial background behind me. So if you have any questions or just want to chat, please reach out. Bonnie Hyde.